during these very difficult times, we had to make the decision to postpone our wedding.
There is no reason they had to change their wedding date. Everybody still got married who wanted to get married this year. Love did not stop.
It's my wedding. Why is it somebody else's decision when I get married?
I let my former friend borrow $2,500. Once I gave her the $2,500, she ghosted me and did not want to pay me back. Yet I see her out there twerking and doing all she wants to at these clubs.
$2,500. What you think I'm gonna do with $2,500?
I'm talking to the judge, not you.
Plaintiffs Kristin Kindle and Michael Sanfilippo are first responders who had to postpone their wedding due to the pandemic. They're suing their photographer for $1,250 for the refund of their deposit. Defendant Luke Laporta claims the plaintiff signed a contract that the terms are clear. He claims he owes nothing.
Right hand. Do you swear the testimony you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do. I do.
Thank you. The Honorable Judge Jerry Springer now presiding. Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning, Najee. How are you?
I'm doing well, Judge. Thank
Good.
you. This is case number 133 on the docket, Kindle versus Laporta.
Thank you.
You're welcome, Judge.
Okay, let's see what we have here. We have the plaintiff, Kristin Kindle, and you are?
Michael, Sanfilippo, her fiance.
Her fiance. Okay, congratulations to you two.
Thank you.
And you are suing, you're suing the wedding photographer, Luke Laporta, for $1,250 for the reimbursement of her wedding photography deposit. All right, so Kristin, why don't you start?
Okay. Your Honor, during these very difficult and unprecedented times, we had to make the very difficult decision to postpone our wedding. Our former photographer, Luke, made that decision even more difficult by refusing to work with us. At that time, we were both working as nurses at different hospitals. So we planned a wedding for September 26th of 2020 this year.
Okay.
We found Luke on social media through a mutual acquaintance. So we decided to move forward and signed a contract with Luke in September of 2019 to photograph our wedding in September.
And the contract was for how much?
So total $2,500.
Okay.
And it required a 50% deposit, so $1,250 we paid him at that time.
And that's what you're suing about?
Correct.
Okay, continue.
Fast forward a little bit to January of 2020, Michael started a job as a firefighter. At the same time, coincidentally, was when COVID really started to ramp up.
Right. So you're both first responders?
Yes.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay. Well, aside from the lawsuit, thank you for your service there. I mean, the whole country is very grateful that people like you, Najee here's a firefighter too and a first responder, and may have even gone to the same academy for all I know, but so we all know the work that you do, and thank you for that. Thank you for that. Okay, now back to the lawsuit.
Yeah.
Around that same time, I received a letter from the government. All nursing or first responders that are licensed personnel, if you look at evidence number 9, a letter from Governor Cuomo that kind of basically made a calling to anyone that's had a license even within the last 10 years. You could have been expired as a nurse. They were still trying to get everyone to come back that could help. So that was a letter that came to me, even though I was now working as a firefighter, still as a licensed nurse, obviously, but...
Bringing it to this case, how does all of this affect, because you signed a contract, as I understand it, how did that affect you having the wedding on that day?
You couldn't have any events. So in May, any gatherings were banned.
It seems like every state had a different, what was the limit of the amount of people that you could have, or was it?
In May, it was at 10 people per
So you couldn't
wedding.
have more than 10 people?
Yeah.
Okay, so that was clear.
Yeah. So people were still getting married in May.
They were getting married in May, you
Yes.
just couldn't have more than 10
Yes.
people
Yeah, it was
there.
more immediate family stuff.
Okay.
There was also travel quarantines and travel bans. And then the other really big piece was that we both have family members that are immunocompromised, and we didn't want to put them at risk. We wanted to keep them safe. And again, it was very important for us to have those people there for us.
We had to make a decision at some point to know whether or not we can find another venue, if our venue was available for a new date, what would happen. So we reached out to all of our vendors. At our wedding, we were using multiple food trucks instead of a single caterer. So when we reached out to all the vendors, including Luke, his first response when we told him our new venue was he loves Wren's Roost was the new venue.
Yeah.
He's taking great photos there. But not having a choice, we told him we were going to be rescheduling.
You
can see our conversation on evidence number 10.
You said, hey, Luke, unfortunately, Michael and I are considering postponing our wedding in September with our jobs and the unpredictability with all that's going on. And Luke answers, for people who want to reschedule their wedding this year, have the choice of picking between a later Saturday this year or between a Friday or a Sunday for next year. Unfortunately, I can't rebook this year's weddings on next year's Saturdays because I'll be losing potential clients for 2021. Are you saying that every Saturday of 2021 you already have booked?
No, absolutely not. But
Well, then why-
I still
okay.
book up until January, even March 2021. So I still have 7 potential months of booking clients for 2021. I'm already at 15 weddings for 2021 this year. I didn't know the world was going to shut down. This was my only form of money at this point, you know?
If you book them on a Saturday in 2021, and then another customer comes along that wants to have a wedding, why can't that customer get a Friday or a Sunday?
Because that's not the date they want. They had their first choice. They've already had their first choice. Unfortunately, they can't get first choice again. If you sign a contract that states very clearly, if you change this date, I have the right to reserve the agreement. There is no reason they had to change their wedding date. Everybody still got married who wanted to get married this year. Love did not stop. They wanted to get married, they got married. They chose to change their date. They didn't have to choose to do that.
My question then back to you is, what would be so terrible about having a date next year on a Friday? I'm not saying you should. I'm not trying to force something down on you, but wouldn't everyone in your family understand because of everything that's been going on, you know what, our wedding's going to be on a Friday this year?
For one, we originally had booked on a Saturday, so switching to a Saturday we thought was equal.
I get
When
that,
we said
I get
that, he said he wanted to charge an extra $1,000 to stay on a Saturday.
And that was a courtesy to charge us an extra $1,000.
In
Go
reality, Fridays just wasn't what we had planned, the way people would travel. Sunday is the similar way where people probably have to take off Monday. I mean, for us thinking about our guests coming in, we were originally talking about a 200-person wedding to have people have to take off extra days of work. It just wasn't what we wanted.
Luke also tried to dictate, though, when our wedding would be. Like, in my opinion, why is it somebody else's decision when I get married? It's my wedding.
Have you already taken pictures?
Yeah, I took engagement photos for them. It was a nice shoot. They brought their dogs along.
Oh, I see the pictures
Yeah,
here.
they're right here.
Boy, those are beautiful dogs. I mean, you guys
Yeah.
are beautiful too, but the contract says that if you're not going ahead with him in the wedding, you
Your
lose
Honor,
the
if I may.
deposit. Now, certain things a contract cannot do, no matter how solid the contract is. You cannot contract to do something that is illegal. So if I listen to the exact wording of the contract, it clearly is putting them in a position that on the biggest day of their life, short of when they have children, it'll be pushing them into doing something which is against public policy. So the decision that I think is fair is you are suing because you want the total refund back. He, in fairness, has already done work. And looking at your texts, you get about, at least if there was any additional work, $300 an hour.
Correct.
So he's entitled to be paid for the $900. If nothing else, the fact is you're entitled to be paid $900 for the work you've done. Mm-hmm. They sued for $1,250, the full refund back. I am going to say that they get back their refund minus the work that you've already put in. So therefore, my final ruling is for the plaintiff in the sum of $350.
Next time, I'll definitely read contracts a little bit more closer to make sure that it protects both parties.
I got paid for the 3 hours worth of work that I did for them, and they had $350 back, so they can use that towards their next wedding if they want to.
Plaintiff Dominique Harden claims the money she loaned the defendant to buy a car was spent on partying instead. She's suing for $2,500. Defendant Brittany Nixon claims the former friends had given each other money before without expecting to be paid back.
Please raise
She
your right
says
hand.
She owes nothing.
Do you swear the testimony you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Yes.
Thank you. This is case number 129 on the docket. Hardin versus Nixon.
Thank you, and
welcome,
to both of you. I see we have here the plaintiff, Dominique Hardin, and you are suing your former best friend, Brittany Nixon, for $2,500 for an unpaid loan. Okay, let's start with you, Dominique. What's your case?
I let my friend, well, my former friend, borrow $2,500. She needed a co-signer on a car or a new car, or she needed more money for a down payment. So she asked me, could she borrow money for the down payment? First, she wanted me to do a co-sign. I refused to be a co-signer. So she asked for money, more money for a down payment. I said, how much are you talking about? I don't have $5,000 or $10,000 to let you borrow. She was like, no, girl, $2,500. I was like, oh, $2,500? We've been friends for well over 10 years. So I was like, sure, I'll let you borrow the $2,500. Well, once I gave her the $2,500, it's like she ghosted me. She didn't take my calls. She didn't respond to texts. She did none of that. It's like she just disappeared. Yet I see her on Snapchat living the best life. I'm wondering if she even used the $2,500 to buy a car or put down on a payment. I'm thinking she partied with it. And for her to promise to pay me back and not pay me not one red penny of it back, I even went as far as to say, you know what, if you don't have the whole $2,500, you could give me a little at a time, but you're not even responding to my text messages. I'm not hearing anything from you. So therefore, I haven't heard from her. We haven't spoken over 6 months because she ghosted me and did not want to pay me back. And I'm here because she needs to pay me my $2,500 back.
All right, let's hear from you now. Brittany, what about that?
We were like best friends for over 10 years. We did everything together. We've helped each other out. I've done stuff for her. She's done stuff for me. I've given her money. She's given me money. Some money we've given each other back. Some money we haven't. We're friends. Around the time that she's talking about, which is around income tax time, when I was looking to get another car, and I did need a cosigner. At the time, she didn't want to do the cosigning, so she offered to give me the money to pay down on it, which was $2,500. Shortly after that, she was actually the one that started acting funny and moving funny. I tried calling her. She didn't answer the phone. It wasn't to give her the money back. It was to conversate with my friend. So she wasn't answering the phone. I was hearing different stuff in the streets, different people saying this and different people saying that. No, I don't always go off of hearsay and believe everything that people say. But if you're not answering my calls and you're not calling me back, what other choice do I have? So yeah, at the point when she decided she wanted to start calling me, I have nothing to talk about. We're no longer friends, right? We don't have anything to talk about. I don't owe her any money.
Dominique?
Judge, as in Exhibit A, I wouldn't have asked her if she had heard anything about her refund if she didn't promise to pay me back when she got her refund. And she's right, we were friends. And I've let her borrow money.
How could I have, hold on.
I'm not talking to you, I'm talking to the judge.
Hang on,
I'm talking
let
to
her
the
finish.
judge.
When that was the time when you actually
I'm talking to the judge, not you. I let her borrow money before, gas, food. She let me borrow money, gas, food, but it was not $2,500, Judge. I don't have $2,500 to just let anybody have. If I didn't feel she was going to pay it back, I would have never let her borrow it in the first place.
Okay.
Out here talking about I'm a bum and I never did anything for you.
Here's what I see. There isn't a formal document which says, here's the loan, it's due back on this date, both parties sign it. I get that. That's not there. So now I'm trying to figure out what would a reasonable person think is the intention of this transfer of $2,500?
We're friends. Friends do things for each other. I wouldn't have expected her to give me back anything that I've given her.
That was $2,500.
It doesn't matter.
Your
You don't
Honor.
have a price on friendship, period.
She took the
You don't have a-
$2,500 and promised to pay it back.
Oh, stop,
We've been
like-
best friends for I don't know how long, and then you
And
want to.
if you were my friend, then you wouldn't be bringing me here now. If you were my
I
friend,
needed
you
my
wouldn't be
money.
bringing me
I
here now.
have
If that's the
kids.
case, then you wouldn't have gave it to
I have
me.
kids to take
And if
care
that's
of.
the case, you wouldn't have gave it to me.
I gave it to you for you to give back
Because
to
you
me.
had it. You
You
giving it
messed
out.
our
You was giving it out.
friendship
You
up.
was giving it out.
You messed our. This messed our friendship
What's the
up.
story about these rumors?
Shortly after, I couldn't get in touch with her. I was hearing things like, she was discussing the fact that she had given me money to different people and that I've never done anything for her. It had also come to me that a guy that I was dealing with from the past, that she was having some dealings with. Like I said, I can't really say whether or not that's true because I didn't have any proof, but at the end of the day, if you're acting funny and I can't talk to you about it, then I'm gonna assume that it could possibly be true.
I'm talked to multiple people about this $2,500 she owed me. She out there twerking and doing all she wants to at
Baby,
these clubs. and stuff.
what
She
you
can
think
give
I'm
me
gonna do
my
with
money.
$2,500 though?
She can
How
give me
far do
my
you think
$2,500.
Okay.
Period.
I understand the friendship, and I believe it was a really deep friendship. I mean, if you're friends with someone for 10 years, that's a deep friendship. So I totally respect that. And I do believe in friendships, you do things for each other. What kind of car did you buy?
She didn't even buy the car.
I didn't get another car.
If that was the pretense for borrowing the money,
I did not ask her for $2,500. I asked her to co-sign for me. She offered the $2,500 because she didn't want to co-sign.
No, you said a co-signer. I said I would not co-sign her. You needed more money for a down payment. And I was fine with giving you the down payment, more money for the down payment. Oh,
That's
yes,
not how it
yes,
happened.
it was.
That's not-
My
That's
guess is-
exactly how
Hang
it
on, hang on. The
Okay.
judge is speaking.
my guess is if she was thinking that the $2,500 had to do with getting a car, that might be one context where she'd say, well, okay, to help you get a car. But to just give you spending money, that's not realistic. But even if there was a misunderstanding, because she was your best friend before this happened, even if it wasn't your intention, but you suddenly realized that, oh, wow, she thought that this was a loan and wanted to be paid back, then what you would do to a best friend is say, oh, wow, I thought it was a gift, but if it's a loan, I'll work on getting it back to you. So it's not so much as where's the legal document that this was a gift or where's the legal document that this was a loan.
She
It's
told
just-
you to get a car. Then she told you she did not use it to get a car.
Okay, either way, if you gave me the money, then it doesn't matter.
Yes,
what I used
what
it for. You gave it to
supposed to pay me back.
Okay, whatever the case is, she is saying
Where did the money
she can't
go?
afford
I
to-
want to know where did the $2,500
Okay.
go.
Hang
Hey,
on,
I
ma'am.
got
The
an
judge is
idea.
speaking.
If the person who's giving it is saying, hey, I can't afford to give this as a gift, I need at some point to be paid back, then you say, okay, well, I thought it was a gift, I guess it wasn't, but okay, here, I'll give it back. I mean, that's just the right thing to do. And so I find for the plaintiff, the return of the loan, $2,500.
You wasn't my friend anyway. You wasn't my
if
friend
I wasn't
anyway.
your friend, I wouldn't have gave you the $2,500.
You wouldn't be asking for it back.
Yes, I would be asking for it back. I have to take care of bills just like you. I have kids just like you. I have a household just like you.
Ladies, the judge has made his ruling. Unfortunately, I hope you ladies can mend your relationship, but the ruling is final.
I'm devastated about my friendship. She was my best friend for over 10 years, and I can't believe she did this to me.
We're supposed to be friends. I would have done that for her a million times, given her money and not wanted it back. But she got what she wanted at the end of the day. It is what it is.
Hey, YouTube, thanks for watching. For more Judge Jerry, click here. For more Jerry Springer, click here.